something you attract by becoming an attractive person. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become, by becoming an attractive person.
Never be satisfied with yourself. Always know that as you invest the effort and time on you, that's the greatest ability that human beings have above animals. See, a dog can't be anything but a dog. Tree can't be anything but a tree. Human being, you've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now. So you want to work on yourself.
My dreams are first every day, then my wife, then my kids. I can take care of my wife and my kids now, would you agree? I abandon this. This is the fuel for who I am. I abandon this dream, and then I can't take care of them. And then I'm going to tell them what? It's all right that you didn't win. No, it's not all right if you don't win. You need to win. How many of you need to win more? Okay? If you don't control your environment, folks, somebody else is going to control your environment. You guys that run teams and run organizations, if you do not control your environment, someone else will control your environment. You are being controlled in your environment right now. If you don't control your environment, it starts with me. When I was 45 years old, I'm like, I'm going to control my environment. I'm going to take every penny I have, all the energy I have, all the resources I have, and I'm going to improve me. If I got to go broke in the process, because I'm already broke. Look, if you're not fulfilled if you're not reaching your full potential every day, you're broke right now.
If you find your passion, you're going to have this tremendous energy. It's sustainable energy. But momentum requires you always do the next thing to keep the momentum going.
If you believe in what you're doing, that's fuel. It adds more fuel to your fire. You gotta keep going, you gotta keep pushing through, you gotta keep persevering. Because at the end of the day, when you do, and you do, and you do more, you will be amazed at how the universe conspires to help you get to the place that you wanted to get to. So believe in you, block out the shade, and let your sun shine on through. Because it's on you to be you.
And the reason you get yourself in a passionate place is so that you change your life, and the only thing that changes your life is making a decision. So while you're in this passionate state, that's where you make decisions. The only way the commitment and the energy and the momentum continues is if you take immediate, massive what, my friend? Massive action is the cure-all. Massive action is the cure-all.
That's how you develop yourself. That's how you begin to appreciate what you get. When you're working on a dream, at some point in time, a transition takes place. And the transition is what you are becoming in pursuit of the dream. Because even if you don't get the dream, you become such a strong and powerful person. It will so change your life, you can look at something else and say, well, I think I'll go do this then. Because you have now developed yourself in such confidence and such competence in how to deal in the arena of life that you can move into another area and not miss a beat. Once you begin to discover who you are, then you really realize how you have been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, including all the dimensions of your life. But you can only do that through the struggle of life. And most people avoid the struggle. Most people go through life avoiding pain. And when you go through life like that, something in you dies. Something in you that you never activate is lying dormant in there, that you never get a chance to call on because you have not challenged yourself. Somebody said the land of familiarity belongs to the dead. That most people like to feel like they're king in the area of their comfort zone. They only want to do those things that they know how to do well. Osborne said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. So if you want to begin to grow, you've got to put something out here that you can't reach easily, that has got to make you stretch, got to make you jump for it, got to make you get back a little bit and dig in so that you can take a leap for it. And maybe you jump up there and you miss it and you skin your knees and you come back again and you bust your lip next time. But you keep on, and through that process, you learn how to leap higher. You start challenging yourself to dig deeper, and then you discover some things about you that you don't know right now, some talents that you have in you that you didn't know that you can do. If you want to begin to make your stuff happen for you, I think that it's very important that you start trusting yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen to that still small voice within you. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic, that you just can't explain how the outcome is going to be. I think that's why Paul said you've got to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. That once you begin to trust yourself and your ideas and your instincts, life takes on a whole new meaning, because now I want you to do that feeling that you are led. Just feel, I am led. Ladies and gentlemen, don't give your power away. You don't need anybody to approve your dream. It was given to you. If they can't see it, it's because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Hold it, nourish it, cultivate it, work on it. It's yours. It's your baby. Work on it until it comes into fruition. I gave away my power and I said, I'm not going to do that no more. Here's something else for those who make it today. Do what you know is right. Treat people like you want to be treated. Don't try and take any shortcuts. Don't try and cheat. Pay your dues up front. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, what goes around comes around. You can pay now, or you will pay double later. So do the right thing. There might be a tendency sometimes, because of the negative part of our consciousness and our own programming, for us to want to say, well, I just do it this time. It won't matter. Won't nobody know. Ladies and gentlemen, everything matters. And you know you're somebody. You know. I'd rather lose out on my dream doing the right thing than to cheat trying to make a shortcut to get to my goal. I want to be able to look myself in the mirror. And that's what you want to do. There's no saying, judge a man not by what he does, but by that he doesn't have to do. And to judge the true quality of a man is what do you do when nobody's looking. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it. And nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that, when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you, you don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You listen to your inner voice, and you always take the high road. There will be the tendency, the natural inclination to take the low road. You must resist that. Repeat after me, please. I will always take the high road. I will always take the high road. And do the right thing. And do the right thing. No matter what.
Take action. Not hasty if it isn't required, but don't lose much time. Here's the time to act. When the idea is hot and the emotion is strong. That's the time to act. You say, Mr. Ron, I'd like to have a library like yours. See, if you feel strong about that, what you got to do is get the first book and then get the second book. Before the feeling passes and before the idea gets dim, action pronto, action immediate, action as soon as possible. Because if you don't, here's what happens. We call it the law of diminishing intent. We intend to when the idea strikes us. We intend to when the emotion is high. But now if you don't translate that into action fairly soon, now the intent starts to diminish. And a month from now it's cold. A year from now, can't be found. So act. Set up a discipline when the emotions are high and the idea is strong and clear and powerful. That's the time to set up the discipline. Somebody talks about good health and you're stirred. Says, right, I need to get a book on nutrition. Get the book before the idea passes and before the emotion gets cold. Go for the book. Start the library. Start the process. Fall on the floor. Do some push-ups. Action. Got to take action. Otherwise, the wisdom is wasted. Otherwise, the emotion soon passes. Unless you put it into a disciplined activity. Capture it. Disciplines is called how to capture the emotion and how to capture the wisdom and translate it into equity. Disciplines. Now here's what's important about disciplines. All disciplines affect each other. In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. Everything affects everything else. Nothing stands alone. Don't be naive in saying, well, this doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters. There are some things that matter more than others, but there isn't anything that doesn't matter. Key to take home. Every letdown affects the rest of your performance. Every letdown affects the rest. This is part of the educational process on personal development. If you don't take the walk around the block, you probably won't do the apple a day. If you don't do the apple a day, you probably won't start building your library. If you don't build your library, you probably won't keep a journal, and you won't take pictures, and then you won't do this, you won't do wise things with your money, won't do wise things with your time, won't do wise things with your possibilities and relationships, and the first thing you know, 6 years of that accumulated, and we say you have messed up. So the whole key to reversing that process now is to start picking up these disciplines. Now here's the positive side. Every new discipline affects the rest of your disciplines. Every new one affects the rest. That's why action is so important. The least action, the smallest action. Take it. Because when you start accomplishing and the value starts to return from that one action, it'll inspire you to do the next one and the next one and the next one. You start walking around the block, it'll inspire you to get an apple. Get an apple, it'll inspire you to get a book. Get a book, it'll inspire you to get a journal. Get a journal, it'll inspire you to grow, develop some skills. All disciplines affect each other. Every lack affects the rest. Every new affects the rest. The key is to diminish the lack and set up the new. And you've started a whole new life process. Also, one more thought on discipline. Here's the greatest value of discipline. Self-worth, self-esteem. People are teaching self-esteem these days, but they don't connect it to disciplines. The least lack of discipline, and it starts to erode our psyche. One of the greatest temptations is to just ease up a little bit, right? The slightest lack of doing your best starts to erode the psyche. Instead of doing your best, doing just a little less than your best. Sure enough, you say, well, it's just going to affect my sales. No, it's going to affect your consciousness. It's going to affect your philosophy. Now you've begun in the slightest way to affect your own philosophy. Here's the problem with the least neglect. Neglect starts as an infection. And if you don't take care of it, it becomes a disease. And one neglect leads to another. And the worst of all, when neglect starts, it diminishes our self-worth, our self-confidence, our self-value. You say, well, how can I get back my self-respect? I'm telling you, you don't have to go to 29 classes. All you have to do is start the smallest discipline that now corresponds to your own philosophy, like I should, and I could, and I will. No longer will I let neglect stack up on me so that I will have the sorry scenario 6 years from now, giving some excuse instead of celebrating my progress. That's the key to discipline. Okay? Let's get kids involved in the least of disciplines. One more, and then one more, and then another one, and then another one, and then some more. And the first thing you know, you're starting to weave the tapestry of a disciplined life into which you can pour more wisdom and more attitude and more strong feeling, more faith and more courage. Now you've got something, a vessel in which to put it. And now the equities start to flow. And the early return, I'm telling you, if you'll start this process, the early return will have you so excited. You'll commit yourself to this strategy for the rest of your life. You'll never go back to the old ways. Join a new crowd. Join a new group. The disciplines to do it. Take action. I recommended the last time I was here the little book, Richest Man in Babylon, and I said I've lectured now to over 3 million people in the last 33 years, and I've recommended this little book to almost all of them, I think. Guess how many have actually gone and got this little book? Answer, very few. My best guess is 10%. Such an easy thing to do. In that last seminar, right, I suggested this little book, number one, is easy to find. Number two, it's easy to buy. The most you can pay for it, $6, $7, $8. You can borrow that from your kids. And number three, it's easy to read. It's in story form. That's why I use it for teenagers, teaching them how to be rich by 40, 35 if you're extra bright, much sooner if you find a unique opportunity. But if it's easy to find and easy to buy, and if it's easy to read, why wouldn't everybody go get it? We don't know. What do you know? You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Here's how profound it is. Some do and some don't. Now here's the numbers. About 10% do. 90% don't or won't. We don't know the mystery of that. And I'm telling you, 10 years from now, those numbers will still be the same. 10% will, 90% won't. The numbers don't change. Only the faces change. You're looking at one of the faces. I used to belong to the 90% who couldn't be bothered even if it was easy.
All the research.
There's no saying, judge a man not by what he does, but by that he doesn't have to do. And to judge the true quality of a man is what do you do when nobody's looking. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it. And nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you. You don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You listen to your inner voice and you always take the high road. There will be the tendency, the natural inclination to take the low road. You must resist that. Repeat after me, please. I will always take the high road. I will always take the high road. And do the right thing. And do the right thing. No matter what.
Take action. Not hasty if it isn't required, but don't lose much time. Here's the time to act. When the idea is hot and the emotion is strong. That's the time to act. You say, Mr. Ron, I'd like to have a library like yours. See, if you feel strong about that, what you got to do is get the first book and then get the second book. Before the feeling passes and before the idea gets dim, action pronto, action immediate, action as soon as possible. Because if you don't, here's what happens. We call it the law of diminishing intent. We intend to when the idea strikes us. We intend to when the emotion is high. But now if you don't translate that into action fairly soon, now the intent starts to diminish. And a month from now it's cold. A year from now, can't be found. So act. Set up a discipline when the emotions are high and the idea is strong and clear and powerful. That's the time to set up the discipline. Somebody talks about good health and you're stirred. Says, right, I need to get a book on nutrition. Get the book before the idea passes and before the emotion gets cold. Go for the book. Start the library. Start the process. Fall on the floor. Do some push-ups. Action. Got to take action. Otherwise, the wisdom is wasted. Otherwise, the emotion soon passes. Unless you put it into a disciplined activity. Capture it. Disciplines is called how to capture the emotion and how to capture the wisdom and translate it into equity. Disciplines. Now here's what's important about disciplines. All disciplines affect each other. In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. Everything affects everything else. Nothing stands alone. Don't be naive in saying, well, this doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters. There are some things that matter more than others, but there isn't anything that doesn't matter. Key to take home. Every letdown affects the rest of your performance. Every letdown affects the rest. This is part of the educational process on personal development. If you don't take the walk around the block, you probably won't do the apple a day. If you don't do the apple a day, you probably won't start building your library. If you don't build your library, you probably won't keep a journal, and you won't take pictures, and then you won't do this, you won't do wise things with your money, won't do wise things with your time, won't do wise things with your possibilities and relationships, and the first thing you know, 6 years of that accumulated, and we say you have messed up. So the whole key to reversing that process now is to start picking up these disciplines. Now here's the positive side. Every new discipline affects the rest of your disciplines. Every new one affects the rest. That's why action is so important. The least action, the smallest action. Take it. Because when you start accomplishing and the value starts to return from that one action, it'll inspire you to do the next one and the next one and the next one. You start walking around the block, it'll inspire you to get an apple. Get an apple, it'll inspire you to get a book. Get a book, it'll inspire you to get a journal. Get a journal, it'll inspire you to grow, develop some skills. All disciplines affect each other. Every lack affects the rest. Every new affects the rest. The key is to diminish the lack and set up the new. And you've started a whole new life process. Also, One more thought on discipline. Here's the greatest value of discipline: self-worth, self-esteem. People are teaching self-esteem these days, but they don't connect it to disciplines. The least lack of discipline, and it starts to erode our psyche. One of the greatest temptations is to just ease up a little bit, right? The slightest lack of doing your best starts to erode the psyche. Instead of doing your best, doing just a little less than your best. Sure enough, you say, well, it's just going to affect my sales. No, it's going to affect your consciousness. It's going to affect your philosophy. Now you've begun in the slightest way to affect your own philosophy. Here's the problem with the least neglect. Neglect starts as an infection. And if you don't take care of it, it becomes a disease. And one neglect leads to another. And the worst of all, when neglect starts, it diminishes our self-worth, our self-confidence, our self-value. You say, well, how can I get back my self-respect? I'm telling you, you don't have to go to 29 classes. All you have to do is start the smallest discipline that now corresponds to your own philosophy, like I should, and I could, and I will. No longer will I let neglect stack up on me so that I will have the sorry scenario 6 years from now, giving some excuse instead of celebrating my progress. That's the key to discipline. Okay? Let's get kids involved in the least of disciplines. One more, and then one more, and then another one, and then another one, and then some more. And the first thing you know, you're starting to weave the tapestry of a disciplined life into which you can pour more wisdom and more attitude and more strong feeling, more faith and more courage. Now you've got something, a vessel in which to put it, and now the equities start to flow. And the early return, I'm telling you, if you'll start this process, the early return will have you so excited, you'll commit yourself to this strategy for the rest of your life. You'll never go back to the old ways. Join a new crowd, join a new group. The disciplines to do it, take action. I recommended the last time I was here the little book, Richest Man in Babylon, and I said I've lectured now to over 3 million people in the last 33 years, and I've recommended this little book to almost all of them, I think. Guess how many have actually gone and got this little book? Answer, very few. My best guess is 10%. Such an easy thing to do. In that last seminar, right, I suggested this little book, number one, is easy to find. Number two, it's easy to buy. The most you can pay for it, $6, $7, $8. You can borrow that from your kids. And number three, it's easy to read. It's in story form. That's why I use it for teenagers, teaching them how to be rich by 40, 35 if you're extra bright, much sooner if you find a unique opportunity. But if it's easy to find and easy to buy, and if it's easy to read, why wouldn't everybody go get it? We don't know. What do you know? You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Here's how profound it is. Some do and some don't. Now here's the numbers. About 10% do. 90% don't or won't. We don't know the mystery of that. And I'm telling you, 10 years from now, those numbers will still be the same. 10% will, 90% won't. The numbers don't change. Only the faces change. You're looking at one of the faces. I used to belong to the 90% who couldn't be bothered even if it was easy. Here's all you have to do.
All right.
Learn to work.
Right. It's awesome. Welcome this evening to this awesome training. I cannot wait to get on what we have to do today. I can't wait to get on it. It's awesome. Okay. Wow. So I want to say welcome to everyone across Nigeria, across Africa, across Europe, across US, across Canada, wherever you are tuning in from. I say good day, good morning, good evening, based on your time zone. It's an opportunity to be here. My name is Coach Komi, as you can call me. But you may choose to call me as convenient, Rev, whatever. But my name is Ola Komi Amo Unidun. And so we are going to do something today in this session, so, very fast. I will try and still speak on ranking up strategies that I've used and that I've had leaders, my mentors used, and that we can share with you. But don't forget, I was sharing something on the cash flow quadrant last week, and I want to go on that in this empowerment series, even before maybe other things can happen. So I want to go on that if you would be patient with me, but please hold on for now. I want to stop the last session of, on recording and go back again. So please hold on. Okay, maybe I can just join. Let me just join this. Okay, let me just join this reset. We will save time. All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I'll try and. It's just a minute, please. Why? This, okay. I don't know why I want to enlarge this, but it's not going. I don't know why. So sorry. I'm going on slideshow, but it's not going. Okay. I'm gonna try another tactics. Come in place. I have technical issues, so please permit me. Okay, I think my technical issues can be resolved by doing what I've done now. I hope this will resolve it. Hope this will resolve it. Okay. All right. Okay, I hope you can see my slide, everybody. Please, if you can see my slide, just give me maybe 777 if you can see my slide. On the chat box, just give me 777 if you can see my slide, please.
Yes, we can.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, welcome once again. I spoke about the cash flow quadrant last week, and I said there are 4 areas, into which everyone is segmented. The left side and the right side. The left side is known as a poor zone. The right side is known as a rich zone. And the left side, people operate on silo. They use all their energy before they can get any return, and it's dominated by fear. And there's financial, they pursue financial security, which I define as maximum security, which is like a prison yard. Okay, and that's a rat race. And they don't leverage on any system. It's all about do-it-yourself system. And they sell time in order to make money. So they work for money. Money doesn't work for them. They are slaves, so to say. And yet these people like to be served. They don't like to seek for problems to solve. While the other people, they like to seek for problems to solve, because they know that in offering value for problem even is where they get their money. So they like to serve. And these people on the right side, they leverage their money to work for them, or they leverage also on people, they leverage on systems, they leverage on their values and on their time. Okay, so they invest time. Okay, they are all about a do-it-for-me system. That's what the people on the right hand side, the business owners and the investors, that's what they leverage on. And these people are risk takers. We call it fate in maybe cycles of religion and all that. They are risk takers. They know that no risk. Without taking risk, they understand that you cannot win it big. They are risk takers. These guys are risk takers. These guys are risk takers. They are awesome. So I want to say that if you indeed want to be like these people, you will become risk takers. Please hold on. You become risk. Okay, you want to be on the right hand side, you become risk takers, but it must be calculated risk. Okay, it must be well thought out risk, which is okay, which is great. All right, and I also pointed out the fact that people on the right-hand side, they are people you can say that they work through teams. That acronym together, everyone achieves more, is their manifesto in life. They work with teams and all that, and which is awesome, okay? Let me also say that, because these people on the right-hand side are leveraging on other people, technology, they're leveraging on systems, they're leveraging on money. That is why it is a rich zone. Okay, and I explained last week that because you are a business owner does not automatically make you to be earning passive income, because I explained what passive income is, what residual income is, what active income is. Number one, active income, I explained last week. I said it's all about income that is only generated when you are working. It is exchanging time for money. Like your salary, if you don't go to office and you are not on authorized leave, they will deduct your money. Okay, like you are an artisan, a craftsman, if you don't sell your paint, if you don't, if you are a boss owner, if you don't put the boss on the road that day, even and work for yourself, you will not earn. All right, that is active income. Active income, if even though you are a writer, you write books and all that, which should be generating royalty. But if there is no system of a marketing system that is helping you to do selling, you are still the one that's hawking it in traffic, and before it can sell. Okay, you are an artist. If you don't go and play live band before you can make money, you are still doing active income. You are sapping your blood and your sweat. It is sweat equity. But if you are leveraging on money equity or people equity, that is or system equity, that is when you are in passive income. Passive income, therefore, is income that you earn while asleep, or income that you earn with only minimal investment of time and energy. So it is almost one-off. Okay, and after that one-off, it has imbued within it a self-generating capacity to bring in more things. So that's why where I ended last week. Okay, people on the left side, which I call the broke zone or the poor zone. People, maybe you have a job, maybe you're an employee. You are leveraging time. You are selling time for money. So there's no leverage at all. Don't forget, leverage is when a system or structure enables you to earn much more than you alone will earn. It is in mathematics called synergy. So there is a synergistic structure in place that makes you to earn or bring in income much more than you alone can earn, okay, without doing anything extra. That is what leverage is about. But in terms of employment, don't forget, even before they give you that raise or that pay increase, you have to work your butt out. Now, we said the self-employed, they have your own job, but they are still leveraging on time. It is, if they don't show up on time, or for that job, I have told you, they won't receive any money, even though the money, received from the self-employed may be much more than the money from the employee, okay, depending on how good you are in your skill and competence. But on the right side, the business owner sets up the business, he puts in the systems and structure, what you call organogram. And so that means other people, are bringing in their talents, their experiences and all that. So he's leveraging on people. And so his money triples, so to say, because he's leveraging on systems. And don't forget, systems has to do with anything that is structured, that is replicable, and that is self-sustaining. Three things: structured, replicable, self-sustaining, to guarantee that income will come in. Again, I said, systems gives you, it gives you structure, self-sustaining, and replicable. That's what we call a system. And that's why someone says system is, save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. So it is leveraging on people, leveraging on their time, on their energy, on their skill, on their competences, to do for you much more than you will do. And you can even go, sleeping and resting when they're doing that. So for instance, when you have these great artists, in Nigeria, they've sung just one song, maybe one hit song, and that one hit song is still generating money for them 10, 20, 30, 100 years, and even it is something they can put as a legacy for their children. It is because there's a leverage. There is a marketing organization, with whom they have parlayed, who is doing this global, what do you call marketing? For instance, if you've written a book, and you are the one hawking this book around, even though the book has a potential of making you a business owner, but if you are hawking it around, you are still self-employed. The book will die even with you if you don't put it into a system. So if you take that book now, for instance, digitalize it, put it on Amazon. Amazon is a marketing organization. So you don't need to do any other thing other than write that book, and maybe once a while look at it, what I can review, and upload it again. So Amazon will take its own money, you will take your own money until kingdom come. And this money can be earned generation to generation by you. So that's a system. You understand that? So begin to look at whatever you are doing. How can I turn it into a system? You are a teacher, you are so knowledgeable in what you are doing, but your income is fixed to that school and that class to which you are speaking to. But you can turn that same skill, okay, into digital episodes of various topics. Okay, and you can upload it, one-time investment of uploading, on a site where you can, begin to monetize it, and the thing auto-generates for you time and time again. Okay, all kinds of job can be done online today, and can be turned into a system if you think well. Now, the last one, which is where the greatest amount of money can be earned, is the right-hand side quadrant, lower side, which is the investor. Okay, money is working for you now, not people. Okay, people are working for you in the business owner quadrant, but in investor, you are not even the ones that is setting up the system. The business owner can either, I said there are three strategy of setting up a system. You can either buy, you can build, or you can borrow. Okay, but the investor, strictly what he does is he leverages on a system that has been built by someone. He's borrowing. That's what you essentially do as a cash FX person. Cash FX is the one that built this multi-million-dollar artificial intelligence that is giving you time and time 90% trade wins in the market. You may not even know anything about Forex. Okay. Number two, all the people in the office and all the department and instructors that guarantees that trading goes on even 365 working days in a year. Okay, you are not concerned about that, but you are leveraging on those people and on the money and investment of and the technology that's put in place. That's awesome. That's what CashFX does for you. And it's a phenomenal winning streak for anyone who links in, as an investor here, with that. So that's what you are. Okay, so I just think as you print this. Okay, now the first thing you must do, very quickly. Let me just take about 10 more minutes to crash some things, and I will open up the back end for question and answer. Please, in any business, you must be clear with your goals. And please, may I differentiate goals from vision. Vision is a clear picture of an expected future. It is higher than your goals. Your goals are the milestones that validate whether you are moving towards your vision. Again, vision is a clear picture of an expected future. Okay, and that's why Zig Ziglar, one of the greatest teachers and motivational speakers in the world, before he passed away, said your vision must be before your eyes. That is, it must be clear and focused, and must not be ambiguous, but it must be beyond your reach. If it is easily attainable, it's not a good vision. It must be stretchy. So your vision must be clear and before your eyes, but it must be farther than you can achieve. So when you now break it into scalable pieces to show that you are, for instance, I want to be an 100,000 contract pack owner with CashFX. Okay, but that vision, is more motivating when I break it down that, okay, in 3 months, I want to be 10,000. In 6 months, I want to be 30,000. In 1 year, I want to be 50,000 contract pack or 70,000. Then in 10 months, I want to be $70,000 contract. So, it gives me things to work up. So that when I reach each milestone, call my goal post there, I will be able to know that I am moving closer to my vision, and I can celebrate, and that can create another incentive for me to motivate me towards the next milestone. That is what goals are. So if you are here and you have reached a goal and you have built a tabernacle around that goal and you are not moving anymore, you are doing yourself a disincentive, because goals are meant to launch you further and encourage you, torpedo you, catapult you into the future as you move towards your vision. Okay, so please, this must be clear to all of us. All right. And likewise, before you set your goal, you must look at your strategy. Are you pursuing to build leadership, that is ranking, or you're just pursuing to build your contract portfolio pack to 100,000? There are two strategies, different, distinct strategies. You must understand that. Okay, and I think I will speak to this later. Okay, the strategy for leadership, or ranking, and the strategy for building your income pack. Okay, I would say the strategy for building your income pack, basically, all right, it's just that you are focusing on maybe your endpoint vision of 100,000, then you break it down into those scalable milestones or goals and pursue it. So this, in some cases, you can even do yourself without building much team. When you want to build a team, you do as I'm doing. A lot of training and empowerment, is what shows you are along the leadership track of strategy. You create time to teach some set of people what about building leadership, and you also empower these ones and encourage ones to teach others. That's when leader.
Good evening, everyone. Reverend's, okay. Reverend's internet seems to be freezing. Can you people hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. I thought we were 7 people. The internet seems to have frozen. Sorry, I have not been around. I couldn't join last Saturday. I think I was on the move. Yeah, I was on the move. I went to see my daughter. Okay, I went to see my daughter, so I couldn't join. But it's wonderful to see everyone here again. And I don't know. I don't know if anyone has been taking notes. We can just rewind on what he has said so far. I know I have one of Jim Rom's CDs. Maybe I should start playing it again for myself. But it was a reminder to recollect what one should actually, that can help us in life. I know one of the things that I picked up was, one of the things to help us is I should, I could, and I would. And I was looking at those three things. And then we are in a system which is supposed to be on the last quadrant, which Reverend Komi was showing us, which is investment. And I have always known that investment is one of the ways that people or families who seem to have been rich, some families, some people who are just, who come from rich families, so to say, and it's because either their father or grandfather has put up some investments which they now, as of the time we were in school, those investments were now yielding profits, and the children were beginning to enjoy it. So I don't know if there's anyone here who comes from such a home, or you are like me, who come from families where everyone around you has always been an employee. Has always been an employee, and we all have to wait for end of month to earn a salary, and people had to work for years, really, before they can then begin to fully profit. I had a father who, even though he retired as a director of schools, his gratuity took months, I think almost a year to come. And this was someone who was very kind. But by the time retirement came, the government or those who were on civil servants who were there couldn't let it go. Now, and this was a man who had worked for then it was still 40 years, not just 35, they reduced it now. And from then I started having issues about really working with government. So there are people here who are actually working with government, or you're a business person. You do your own business, and I know the problem of business. Yeah, if you're not feeling fine, if you have a shop, you're not feeling fine, you can't open your shop. If you do a business, even if you sometimes even employ people, you also have to be there to supervise them so that you can actually make your money. So that's what this is really all about. That's what he's, excuse me, trying to make us understand the importance of what we have put our hands to do. Okay, I think he's back. So
Please, I apologize for the break in transmission. I had network issues.
I know, I had taken over, but go ahead.
I trust now. Thanks. Thank you, man. The Lord bless you. Okay, let me just shoot. Let me shoot here. Okay. All right. My people, please, I apologize. So, I was explaining that broadly speaking, you must understand that there are two strategies. There are two strategies, but you must decide which one you want to pursue. Are you just about money alone? You're not interested in building people. But this will make you to do the entire thing on your own and may, be exasperating, may be stressful, and may not help you to leverage on people as much as you. But if your strategy is to pursue the leadership, you leverage on people, you leverage on their own network, and that's where network marketing is all. So I'm saying you can grow a $300 to $100,000 without people. You can do it yourself. Massive upgrading, or even injecting fresh fund as you like. It is possible. Okay, so if we have people here who said, I don't want to do marketing at all, you can, but you will be all alone. But you can, also leverage on people, their skills, their network, their talents, their prowess, their competencies by the leadership. And people who want to go beyond the leadership structure, I said you eventually is a principle of obliquity, an indirect way of also making money, leverage on people. It may take longer time because you need time to build people. But once you build them, they go auto run. You don't need to do it again and again. And that's what leadership is all about. Leadership is about leveraging on system and structure. So, and that's why I said, we should do that. Set goals, whatever you want to do, set goals. Declare the path of strategy, leadership, or income, but whichever, set goals. Okay, for instance, if it's leadership, I may say, I want to become an executive by September ending. Okay, and I said here, if you can't dream big, you can't be big. Okay, the goals should be your vision. No, don't forget the vision is now scaled into, milestones called goals. So set, be clear about your vision, set the goals, and leave the result to God. Work at it. Okay, and then do your affirmation. For instance, I wrote it, your affirmation must be in the present and with a grateful heart. Please listen to this. In psychology, we said that, look, your energy and drive goes in the direction of your emotion. Indeed, one of the great mentors, and motivational speaker, said it this way. He said, emotion is a combination of two words: emotion, energy in motion. And so if the energy is not there, there won't be motion. But if the energy is there, which is called your emotion, it is easy to move in that direction. So emotion creates momentum. And that is why you must create an emotion of gratitude, of joy, of happiness, and seeing your future. And it helps you on a daily basis, even to be charged towards that future. And that's what the affirmation or word of confession or word of faith or whatever you call it. So I can say, I am happy. And please, when you say it, you're not just mouthing it. You must visualize your vision. It's an act of faith. I'm happy and grateful now that I am a manager with $70,000 portfolio with cash effects, having developed 2 executives at September 30, 2021. That's the kind of confession. That's the kind of affirmation. Affirmation is strong. You do this as if you are taking your daily supplement in the morning, in the night, in the morning, in the night. Okay, you say it until there is that self-belief inside of you and it moves you. Don't forget the brain, even over time, you can reprocess and re-engineer your mindset. Even if indeed, even you are consistent with what you say to it. You are consistent in what you picture into it. And very soon it becomes all of you. All right. I don't want to go so much into the theory of psychology and all that, but it said that, one place, that short circuits the logical mind is called even the real lobe of your brain, called the amygdala. That is the earliest part of the brain that is developed in human being. It is where the seat of emotion is. And that's why nobody needs to learn emotion. It is seated there for your protection by the Almighty. But the amygdala is what also protects you from danger of accident and all that. Okay, it takes straight from the senses and activates your body into it. And that is why, for instance, the reflexes and the instincts, is controlled by the amygdala, not by your logic. So you can take faster instinctive reactions based on the control of your emotion. And that is why when your emotion is involved in something, you find that, look, it takes control of you without you having to process it to your logic, which is the frontal lobe. As I've said, I don't want to be so much on psychology, but that's how it operates. So, and that's why when you put your emotion into this, it activates your whole brain into the direction you want it to go. And I said, yeah, monkey see, monkey do. I'm saying what you see your mentor do and is giving them results, do. Okay, there is no need reinventing the wheel. All right. So I've told you here, you must, if you want to go via the leadership leg, and I will stop on this so I can entertain question. Okay, you must identify people you want to work in my team. For instance, I know people who are hungry. Please, you see, it is easier to steer a car that is already revved and that is already started than to want to steer a car that has not started at all. I'm saying identify 3 people or 5 people or 6 people, as many as you can, in your team that are hungry to go. Identify those who are hungry to go. They have started the car. They are revving to go. Those are the people you must identify. Okay, I know of some in this team, okay, in different degrees. So identify them, and it is this that you will pour yourself into, you will mentor, you will disciple, so to say. You will teach them, they are within your in-group, as we call it in the leadership, LMX, leadership, mentee, or exchange theory, all right? You bring them to your in-team, okay, to know your secrets, okay, so that they can also imbibe this and pass on to others. Okay, so you leverage on them and you leverage, on their little investment money. So you must leverage, identify these people in your team, leverage on people and leverage on money. Leverage also on technology. You can leverage on technology, by investing a little bit of money in marketing systems. Like, the Facebook marketing system, you can leverage on that. So that, your adverts can go into lands and climbs that you cannot get to, and you can build your team. That's one way you leverage people and money. Okay. So you can do several things to leverage. What Pastor Mike does on the radio is leveraging. For instance, I had him speak on the radio, and I joined through the radio. So I'm saying that, look, that's one way to leverage on people, leverage on systems, leverage on the system of the radio, which is not his own, by just paying a little of money and look at what it has gotten him today. So you can leverage on several things, okay? And have concrete plans of action. For instance, you can start your own Zoom meetings. Who says so? For instance, I just this afternoon finished a Zoom meeting with the Ireland and the Iceland group. They are not within my team, but they just said, look, please, we want you to come and help us. So who says you cannot start your Zoom meeting, and also call some of the leaders around who have been trained, apart from me, and let them also help you. Start this thing. You can start your own radio. You can start your own Facebook thing. Okay? You can do a 3-way call. 3-way call means you are calling your prospect and you join even your leader who you are pre-informed that I will call you, please. I want you to help me. Speak to this person. This person looks like a big bet, but I don't have enough clout or enough words to convince him. So a 3-way call can do it. Okay. You can also have business launch meetings. I've had business launch meetings with some people in hotel, discussing this. All right. So different things. You must understand that this is real business. Just like in every business, you have income and expenditure. You must know that there is an expenditure column for your CashFX business. For any business in life, what will you invest to bring in the income? You must be clear about that. So you don't be scared of investing, to get you to where you want to be. Then I'm saying use your mentor and your upline as leverage. Okay, you are not doing the business because of your mentor or your upline. And your mentor or your upline should not be a lead or a stopper to you. He may just be, a person who does not want to leverage on leadership, who only wants just to be making his little percent return from the beer. But you want to rev, you want to move. You can look for another mentor on upline that can help you to move. No, your mentor is the picture of your future. Who you yoke yourself into, even to help you, is a picture of your future. Leverage on him. So it opens up resources, opens up network, opens up knowledge, opens up things that can help you even before. Shares his own errors so I don't replicate that error again. So I will stop here because of time, and I want us to discuss. Even I'm talking about ranking, techniques, starting off with the cash flow process and all that. I want to us to discuss at this point. I want us to converse, okay, so that we can, maybe the last part of this I may do next week. All right. So these are general strategies. Don't forget, strategy is all about the route to market. Strategy is all about the way to get to where you're going, even though strategies differ based on your competencies, your know-how, also based on your target and goal, on your vision. Okay, so, but I'm just giving you a general, broad even guideline on how to set up your strategy. Okay, so my good people, I want us to interact, question and answer. Let's do that quickly. Let me have with show of hands. Show of hands. You have questions? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I want to say thank you to everyone on this call. First of all, because I'm stopping this recording now, but you find it